The ocean occupies over 70% of the Earth's surface. It is home to an incredible number of marine species and diverse ecosystems, and it's been estimated that more than 90% of ocean species are still yet to be discovered. However, there's one thing threatening this amazing world below the water: us. Many of these amazing species are endangered or even extinct. There are over 3,000 marine species being assessed for the threat of extinction, be it vulnerable, endangered, or critically endangered. The threat of extinction is mainly caused by overfishing, introduction of invasive and exotic species, climate change, and pollution. We're here to talk about pollution, more specifically wastewater pollution, and its effects on marine life and what society can do to save our oceans.
So what does wastewater pollution actually do? One example from Canada shows a decrease in deformities linked to estrogen-like chemicals after a wastewater treatment plant got an upgrade. Coincidence? I think not. Now for a little bit of science.
Male fish began growing eggs in their sex organs. This condition is called intersex and has been linked to polluting compounds that mimic the hormone estrogen. The wastewater plant was converted in 2012 from the carbonaceous activated sludge process to a nitrified activated sludge process. The newer mechanism uses microbes to break down biological molecules in sewage, more specifically targeting nitrogen-containing molecules which are harmful to marine life. The effect of this cleaner process was that the number of fish with this deformity dropped from 100% to 29% in 1 year. Water samples showed a reduction in pharmaceutical compounds and other similar compounds. It is important to note that many past researchers showed that even more advanced technology can drop the incidence of intersex to zero. By using this process, the amount of estrogen mimicking endocrine disrupting compounds in wastewater can be reduced.
Other research has shown various effects relating to the compounds in wastewater effluent. Some have shown an increased stress response in fish. Other research has shown when fish were exposed to elevated levels of antidepressant compounds, their normal behavior changed. Their serotonin levels increased, they became less anxious, and they became more vulnerable to predators. Another study was done in Ohio, focusing on the downstream outflow of a partially treated domestic sewage plant. In septic areas immediately downstream, zero marine life was found. In a recovery area 3 kilometers downstream, 1 species of fish was found, and 7 kilometers downstream, 9 species were found. And 10 kilometers downstream, 32 species were found. This allows us to draw the obvious conclusion: fish don't like swimming in our waste and pollution. It's harmful for them and causes adverse effects to the environment and marine species. Another study focuses on marine plastics. Globally, 100,000 marine mammals die every year because of plastic pollution, due to getting entangled and their consumption of the deadly plastics. Marine species don't understand the risks these plastics pose to them. The problem was created by humans and must be fixed by humans. Every year, Australia dumps 130,000 tons of plastics into the ocean. That's the weight equivalent of 97,000 Toyota Corollas. The world dumps approximately 8 million tons per year, and that's 6 million Corollas in the ocean. Something needs to change. So how do we deal with this? Firstly, we need to educate the public and influence social attitudes and action. To see just how much the public knows about wastewater, we thought, why not ask them?
How much do you know about wastewater pollution in our oceans?
Not much.
Not much? How many fish deaths do you think happen per year? Random number.
10 billion.
10 billion? Oh.
Yep.
What about pollution? How much tons of pollution do you think is dumped in the ocean every year?
Heaps.
How much do you know about wastewater pollution in our oceans?
Not a lot.
A lot. If you had to put a value on the ocean, what would it be?
I reckon you can't put a price.
Priceless?
Yeah.
How many fish deaths do you think happen per year?
Too many.
How much wastewater, sorry, how much plastic waste gets thrown into the ocean every year by Australia?
Or probably billions.
It's about
97,000 Toyota Corollas thrown into the ocean if that was plastic waste.
Dip. Wow.
Yeah. Any solutions to the pollution, top of your head?
Stop littering.
Stop littering. Thank you so much.
So,
Okay, so how much do you know about wastewater and pollution?
Not good.
Not good. How much do you know about wastewater and pollution? So like us dumping stuff into the water. Not good, yeah.
There's a lot of it. I know
There is a
that.
lot of it. How many tons do you think? So like, how many kilograms? How many cars do you think of like wastewater is dumped in the ocean per year?
Worldwide,
Yeah,
over 1 million. Easy.
a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's about 97,000 Toyota Corollas that Australia dumps. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah,
even,
it is.
even on site, the wastewater,
Yeah.
they had a leak for they don't know how long.
Oh,
Well,
really?
it wasn't the wastewater, it was the pollution.
Did it get like any regulators found that? Was there any like external bodies who found that and reported you guys?
No,
Just fixed it internally?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How many fish deaths do you think happen per year?
Trillions.
Trillions. How many fish deaths?
a million.
Millions. Ooh.
Ooh, a lot more than that, but
Just,
yeah.
just a little more. Any solution to pollution?
Government regulations don't work.
Yeah. How do we
It's
fix
got
it?
to, it's got to start from within
With
each
people?
company. Yeah.
Yeah.
Within.
Company culture.
Because government can put down rules and regulations, but the real world, not many companies follow it worldwide.
Thank you so much.
In my opinion, anyway.
Actually, most of us care a lot about the ocean, but we're unaware of issues surrounding water pollution. Increased education and awareness is a critical part in helping solve this issue. At Aqua, we've seen school groups being lectured about water ecosystems and endangered species. It is also super interesting to note that these sea schools actually specifically mention pollutants from industry, including wastewater.
The next step is that we need to implement regulation to reduce pollutants in wastewater and eliminate harmful compounds. We have seen that marine ecosystems can be preserved by the introduction of new, cleaner wastewater technologies such as the nitrifying activated sludge process. The question that is on our minds now is why don't all industries not use similar infrastructure? The simple answer is cost. So how do we enforce this? Regulation, regulation, and more regulation. This is a daunting task. However, it has been precedented in the past. A success story can be seen when we have a look at BPA, for example. Let's have a look at some more sciencey stuff.
BPA is bisphenol A. It is a plastic additive among the phenol class of compounds, considered to be EB6, an unwelcome compound for home. The compound largely disappeared from the market after public outcry regarding its effects.
So what can we do to fix this problem? One is that we can recycle everything you can, participate in beach cleanups, don't use plastic straws, make wastewater a topic of conversation, educate your friends and family. We need the public to push for regulation regarding reducing these harmful compounds.
Over 1 billion people on our planet lack access to clean drinking water, and a number of serious waterborne diseases are caused by improper water treatment. Water treatment and reuse must be a top priority for municipalities, regions, and countries, and so understanding the impacts of water treatment on ecosystem function is a necessary first step to ensure that we have a sufficient water supply, maintain our biodiversity, and protect the health of our ecosystems. It's time for action to save our marine life.